All right, welcome back to KM6LYW Radio. Hey, the space station is rising into the west. It's in digipeater mode again. It's been offline for like almost a year. I've been missing it. So this is to let you know that the space station is digipeating again on APRS on 145.825. And we're going to operate it today, this time on KM6LYW Radio. Yeah. All right. All right, is Radiohead too obscure? Anyways, welcome back. That's our cheap bumper music. That's what we can afford here on this channel is for our bumper music. But man, it seems like you gotta have bumper music. All right, the ISS is rising. We don't have time to dilly-dally here. So what I want you to do, if you have a DigiPi or like something running Direwolf or a radio, even an HT running APRS, I want you to set the digipath on it to ARISS instead of wide 1-1, and I want you to tune to, in fact, I can do that here, decimal 145.825, and watch ISS Tracker, which is this website right here, and see when the ISS is rising over your area, and then just send us some beacons now and then. Not constantly, but now and then, okay? Because, give other people a chance here. So it is rising. I usually don't get good digipeats when it's rising. I think the antenna is on the rear bumper of the space station. In fact, I found a picture of it for you guys. This is what the antenna looks like. It's before it's deployed, and this is it on the bottom of the Columbus module right here, this little thing sticking down. So this is the radio and antenna that we are operating right now. This whole space station is rising over California. We're going to start seeing some stations here on the DigiPi. In fact, I'm watching it. This was the last APRS station we had. So I'm watching for traffic on the radio here on the Yaesu 2980, which is connected to the DigiPi, which is really just a TNC running Direwolf. It's also a SAT gate, so if you connect one of these to the internet, you become a SAT gate rather than an I gate. So you start forwarding all the traffic you hear from space onto the APRS IS information network for further routing. You can use this in emergencies. Like I go into the backcountry where there's nothing. There's no cell service, no nothing. And even if the local digipeaters go down, the terrestrial digipeaters, at least I know I've got the ISS coming overhead at least a couple of times a day. I can get a message out there. It could be an SMS message, it could be a short email. But the ISS is a digipeater just like anything else, only you need to remember to set your digipath to ARISS. So I've got the DigiPi connected up with my phone here. This is APRS Droid. This basically connects to the DigiPi over here over Bluetooth. We can already see we've got the International Space Station. There it is. We've got its first beacon. It's directly overhead. So let's start beaconing. I'm going to APRS Droid. I'm going to open that. I'm going to go into Preferences. I'm going quick here because this thing might be setting. I'm going to set the ARS, the digipath to ARISS. That's got to be like that or this thing will not digipeat you. I'm going to start sending my position. All right, we sent our position and we're waiting to see our call sign basically digipeated back on the DigiPi here. As you can see, this is the beacon from the space station itself, and we'll start to see other stations showing up. So that one didn't get digipeated. Let's try again. You can see right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse. This actually says RS0ISS. That is the call sign, the Russian call sign for the International Space Station. So this was its beacon. So we know it's overhead. Let's look at the ISS tracker. Yeah, it is directly overhead right now. And like I said, the Columbus module, I think, is like the bumper for this thing, okay? Let me send another beacon. And I'm just using a Diamond X200 on the roof, okay? Oh, wait a minute. We're getting new stations on here. Actually, I did get repeated. You can see KM6LYW was repeated by station RS0ISS, and it has an asterisk next to it. It means the space station heard us and repeated our packet. Unfortunately, N6RVI, hey, I know you're down south. Looks like you're sending email. Someone's also sending email. He's in Los Angeles. But this is his packet that came through from the ISS. Let me send another one just to see here. It doesn't look like many people are awake. It's kind of early in the morning. You'll get a lot more many more packets through. Yeah, it did make it. Do another one here. And you can kind of hear my packet. I've got the ICOM 705 just over here monitoring, just so you'll like hear something, because the Yaesu 2980 doesn't make any noise. Let's go to mail here, and I'm going to open a message to I don't know. I'm going to send a message to SMS GTE. This is our SMS gateway radio call sign. I'm going to say at CL. That's the alias for my phone here. Test via ISS. Bunch of exclamation points. And I just transmitted that message. Now, if the ISS repeats that message, it'll come back down through a SAT gate, possibly this one, and be forwarded over to the SMS gateway, which is in Canada, over the internet, and it will send that message as an SMS to my phone here. This is a long shot. We'll see. We might have to restart the message a few times. I can do restart. And it's right overhead. It's kind of on the null point on my Diamond X200, which is sticking straight out of the roof right now. I haven't heard it repeat. I'm going to do restart transmission. Let's go back to the log and see what's going on. You can see I've transmitted the SMS message 3 times so far. We got repeated once, so we know it's listening. We know it's digipeating. I'll do a position packet again. Yeah, it's right on my null point. And again, as it's descending is usually when it gets the best reception. I don't know if there's some sort of shadow there, but just think of the antenna as on the rear bumper of the space station. That seems to be how that works. So we're trying to send our message out. And if a message goes through, we might not hear the digipeat, but someone else might. And we're going to see my phone light up with a new text message if that message goes through. I'm going to send another position. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, of course I get digipeated again on my position packet, but it didn't digipeat my message. Let's go back to those messages and send that again. I can go back here. Let's restart that transmission. Come on, you can do it. And go back here and see if it repeated it. Now, there's my message going out. All right, come on. We got our position out. That was the important thing. If like we're in a emergency situation, that would be important. What you can do is go out to ARISS.net and see if you actually got digipeated, and you'll see your call sign here. You can see KM6LYW in California. You'll see a list of stations down below this. In fact, you can see KM6LYW right here is on the list. So we made the scoreboard for ARISS.net. We are there. We got digipeated. But I'd really like to get this message out, this SMS message. This would be totally cool. It doesn't always work. Let's do restart transmission. Come on. You can see my message. This is my position that got repeated by RS0ISS. I was the last station to come through the space station. So this actually came through the space station. And that's me on the DigiPi there. Come on, let's do another one. Restart transmission. Oh, we got some reception right after our packet. That might have been it. I don't know. No, it didn't come through. Well, this is gonna be we're so close. Our positions are going through, but our messages aren't. Oh man, that's so close. You can't count on it, but it'll basically do 2 passes in the morning and then 2 passes in the evening, and ARISS will tell you when ISStracker.com will tell you when that's going by. Also, if you send a message to an APRS message to a radio station called ISS, just send it some gibberish, and it will respond when the ISS is going to rise next. That's kind of how that works. Come on, I'm trying to get this to go through. Well, no, it goes through because we'll see an SMS message on my phone. We are sending it to SMS GTE to my alias. It worked this morning. It was cool. Or last time I messed with it anyway. We're not getting our message digipeated. Why is it that our position goes out and we get repeated, but not necessarily the message? I think it's just luck of the draw. Hey, the ISS is setting now. It is setting. If we go into messages, you can see this is the last message I sent through. So it says at KM6LYW message went through ISS. So this was during my test here. So this actually worked. And go back to APRS droid. And I think we're done. I'm going to send one last Hail Mary beacon. See if it goes through. Yeah, nothing. Not a lot of traffic. Now, again, it's really early in the morning. Usually you see this filling up with stations. We did see some other guys. We saw N6RVI-6 this morning. Usually there's quite a few other stations. We had, let's see, K6VT-8 was online this morning, and of course the space station itself was sending its beacon, so we got to hear from it. We got to see it on the DigiPi screen. How cool is that? So I know you guys are asking, what is a DigiPi? Hey, that is a Raspberry Pi. This make a SD card image, and it's available to patrons of the channel, and all of the data modes that we talk about on this show are on the DigiPi. This is the SD card image. That's what this is running here. The DigiPi is in TNC mode. It's all web-based. I think this is called DigiPi 4. As a web-based management interface. It's all accessible via your phone or your tablet or your computer. You don't need to know Linuxy stuff. But really under the hood, this is just running Direwolf, you guys. And it's in TNC mode, and it's also connected to the internet, so it's forwarding traffic. So that is the DigiPi software image. And it is brought to you by patrons of the channel, and they are right here. I got to thank you guys for helping out. I really appreciate it. At patreon.com/KM6LYW. If you can help, anything helps. And of course, it gets you access to early release software from KM6LYW. It gets you access to this DigiPi image. So you can just put this in a Raspberry Pi and hook it up to your radio. We've actually got the AC2980 here today for diversity. But, you know, if you've just got a ICOM 705, all you need is a USB cable and it hooks right up. All right, so he operated the space station. All right, Fu, Steve, Brian, Jake, Michael, Christopher, Tony, NW2W, Mark, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Ian, Simon, Buddy Brown, Rick, Ghostman, thank you. You know, if you have an interesting name, it'll stand out and I'll say it. I don't know. Keep it clean, guys. Bud, Churchward, thank you, Bud. Really appreciate it. And thank you for making the soundboard on this Pi. Bud makes these soundboards, the FE Pi audio card. Thank you very much. Alex, Fred, I think Fred, I operated you on 52 on simplex just yesterday. W1FRD. I know you could barely hear me, but I was all the way across California, and that was totally cool. Andrew Soapsetti. See, there's another cool name. I'm gonna say them if they're weird like that. Hal, Wolfgang, Jurgen, David, Paul, Kyle, Jacob, Matthew, Lon. Thank you, Kevin, Craig, and all the way down to Chris. All right, thank you guys. We operated the space station. I think I covered everything here. This was there's a lot of time pressure for this one because the space station, you know, it ain't going to wait around for your YouTube studio to get underway. Hey, I might also mention ARISS.org. It's going to give you the status of the 2-meter radios that are on the space station. You can check there to see what their status is. They kind of update it. And that's it. So this is KM6LYW radio, and we just talked to the space station. Hey, my name is Craig. Thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe if you can. I appreciate it. This is awful lot of fun. I'll talk to you guys later.